to me.
Information, news, and entertainment on demand.
WSRadio.com.
Moe's Guitars is the proud sponsor of Girls Talk Rock. Over 35 years of helping girls and guys rock. Moe's Guitars, M-O-Z-E, guitars.com.
Welcome to Girls Talk Rock, where the musician's creativity finds its voice. And here are your hosts, Tracy Smith and Beth Venus.
All right, Bethany, it looks like it's another episode of Girls Talk Rock.
Well, before we move forward right away, I want to say happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy Kwanzaa, season's greetings, season solstice, everything, holiday
Feliz
and Christmas.
Navidad.
And it's wonderful for everybody. We're here in December with the wonderful Brian Ross and Mike Ruggirello.
So, yeah, let me just tell you a little about these guys. Brian is basically a talent buyer at the Music Box and at the UCSD venues. He's an event manager and coordinator. He's a photographer in his spare time, and he does catch a lot of shows on his photography as well. And at the and Mike Ruggirello. Mike Ruggirello. We love saying that name. We say it a lot. He is a guitar instructor at the Rock and Roll San Diego. He's also been endorsed by Kurt Manigan Strings and by the Mad Hatter Guitar Products. And they're both working on some really amazing stuff that's coming up called SD3, and we'll talk about that in this show tonight.
It's so important because for those of you who are first-time listeners, you know that we're really focused on giving you, the musician, a lot of information to get you by and get you the step ahead. And here tonight we have some people who are in the know, and we want you to listen closely because this is going to change your career trajectory in 2016. We want you to pay attention, y'all.
Right. So to get this thing started, basically we were going to talk to Brian about what is the Music Box and where is it? And the reason I ask that question is because we have a lot of our listeners and a lot of our fans that basically don't even know what the Music Box is, where it is, or what you guys even do there. So why don't you talk about the Music Box?
Yeah, sure thing. Music Box is really exciting. It was formerly Anthology, so it's in downtown San Diego. It's in the heart of Little Italy. It's right off of India Street. And I believe the address is 1337 India Street. It's very easy to find. It's between Beach and Ash, so between Columbia and India Street, right there. And it is a 700, 800 person nightclub, and we are featuring A-level talent with A-level sound and lighting, and we've got a great variety of music that's coming through. It's new to the season. It's online, and it's definitely a place to check out.
Well,
Awesome.
It seems like, we've been really excited talking about it. You've probably heard us on air discussing Music Box.
we
Just
talk about
San
it a
Diego
lot
just does not have enough. And every venue has its focus. And, of course, I'm sure you guys do have yours. What is your trajectory? What are your goals over at the Music Box musically, and as far as it affects our local musicians and national tours?
Definitely A-level national touring talent. Shows that are routed, shows that are popular to the San Diego community, shows that also make a difference, that are very exciting and inspirational and speak to the people on all levels. We're, again, booking a variety of entertainment. You're getting a lot of Latin rock, you're getting a lot of R&B, you're getting jazz, you're getting rock, you're getting all styles of rock, you're getting classic rock, you're getting country, you're getting six-string. We're all over the map, and we're about providing people with exciting stuff that's really inspirational and speaks to them musically, and also takes the San Diego local scene and gives the San Diego local scene a stage to project and really blend with what's going on nationally. But we're very much an A-level venue. The soundstage and lighting, the quality of the venue is top-notch. It's very much worth checking out. It's just relaxing walking in there. It's beautiful.
Well, that's what we want to hear. We know a lot of people who get on tours and do some of their go up and down the coast and hit certain venues. Are you guys looking to be in queue with a certain line of other entertainment venues that carry a certain staging? And we're just coming across certain bands that hit a certain series. Are you guys getting in link with that?
Yeah, for sure. Our backstage accommodations, our stage size, our lighting and sound system is able to accommodate any of the major acts that are playing. club hall level and larger. And the feedback that we're getting from them as they're coming through is very optimistic. I see ourselves growing and expanding like any of the 800,000 person clubs plus in San Diego. We're able to deliver and satisfy bands on that level.
That's cool. Now, when it comes to what you found that is working and what you found that is not working so far, what do you think is not working at the Music Box as far as genres, that type of thing?
There's so many things that are working. It's hard to say what's not working. Bands and people walk in the room and they love it, and the area has good history, given that it was formerly anthology and has broken into the market. So a lot of different genres work. I would say, if anything, just more San Diegans need to know that that building is back up and running, and that'll happen naturally. But everything we've had through there, the band feedback, the customer feedback's been outstanding. Of course, we're learning, we're tweaking things, we're adjusting as we go on. But it's been very open and welcoming and good for all genres. So it's so exciting and fresh and new. I really haven't seen anything not working.
Well,
Cool.
That's what we like to hear. Sometimes you have to, see things through to test drive it. Previously, when it was anthology, I know you guys that venue and the way they ran things is they had original acts coming through, Grammy Award-winning artists as well as local artists that were on tour, as well as vintage tours. I always like to say like the Missing Persons and the Berlins are the vintage tours. And then you also have, the national acts that are tribute acts, that are so tremendous right now on the scene. Is that what you're looking also to bring in Q there at the Music Box, or are you really trying to be more selective with original artists?
We're trying to hit all angles so that people really have good variety and feel like they're getting a plate full of the full buffet. The trivia shows right now can be very popular. We have one up and coming. It's Queen versus David Bowie.
Nice.
That's going to be on Saturday, 1/9. We had the Doors tribute show just not too long ago. There's other tribute shows coming up that we're really excited about, but that has to be blended and mixed. We really don't want to be in any one genre too much. No club necessarily wants to be stereotyped unless that's its intention outright. Our intention is to deliver a plethora of what's exciting and fun and popular and satisfying San Diego and beyond.
Well, that's just good music. That's what people like. They want to be entertained and have a good time. And I think especially, and I know you're going to agree with me, Tracy, we're looking for these type of venues. We go up and down the coast. We're looking, and the places we go, we hear nothing but audiences wanting more live locations.
Yeah, and I did want to mention too that because I've been to the Music Box and I love the venue. 3 stories, absolutely gorgeous, just beautiful place. They also have really, really fabulous food and really good drinks. That's really, really important because when you go to see a show, you want the whole package. You don't want to just walk in there hungry and wonder, okay, am I going to get finger food or whatever? No, it's like mini sliders. It's like,
Tracy, don't go get me hungry here.
Right,
We're in
the
show.
food is tremendous, and that's really super important, I think, for a venue to offer really, really good food. So,
well, I would be parsed if I didn't ask this, and I know for the local bands, and I always say music is like club soccer. A lot of people say I'm a musician, but it really is. Are you that AAC, AAB, AAA, Premier League? Where's your status and what you're playing? When you bring in these bands, whether they are original or let's say touring tributes, do you really try to select some openers and supporting acts that are professional vetted acts here from San Diego County, or do you prefer they bring somebody with them on ticket?
Often touring bands do have a package that comes with them, so there often is support. It could be one of 2 or one of 3. So it may be a 3-package band or a 2-package band. But one of the things that's really working great for the Music Box is you have owners who really love what they're doing and have put a lot of heart and soul into the place, and that's why the food and the decor and the bands and the local scene is working there. You have a GM who's very knowledgeable and very experienced and really loves what he's doing. It's the reason why the local scene is working. And at the same time, you have a local scene which is stepping up to the plate. And when we can find that opening, when we can take San Diego musicians and give them a chance to shine and take San Diego up a notch, then that's really important for us for keeping the community spirit alive. I think for any venue, it's really important to take who's in your backyard and give them a chance to really play in the pen.
Yeah.
And it makes things exciting for San Diego. It just takes things up a notch, and that's something that I highly encourage. It is something that we look for, and a lot of times too, these local bands are connected with local fans and family and whatnot, and you want those people in the venue enjoying it because it's their backyard as well.
Excellent. Well, that's what we want our musicians to hear.
Right.
That they have a legitimate press kit to send you, right? You don't want blah, 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 go to my site. You want a real press kit. You hear that, people? Yes?
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay.
So I was also going to talk about something that we definitely know is working there, and Catherine Beeks is basically, a fixture here in local music in San Diego. And I know that she's recently come over and she started doing her Listen Local show over there, which is really amazing because you bring in 10 bands, I think it is?
Correct, yeah.
Yeah, and then the show goes off without a hitch and everything's perfect. And so I wanted you to talk a little bit about Catherine Beeks and what she does over there with that.
I've known Catherine a long time. Tremendous respect for her. She's been great with the local scene. She's been great as a musician herself in multiple bands. She's been great on radio. She's a huge part of San Diego. As being in a band myself, she's helped me out years ago. So I've got a lot of respect and inspiration and faith and trust. And having her in the building, doing what she's doing with the local scene, is allowing for that community aspect that I was talking about. That sharing of the stage and getting the people who we all know who are close to us involved, and also allowing their talent to really show us what San Diego has to offer. It's awesome.
All right, well, hold that thought. Sorry, when we come back, we're going to talk all about the workshops, the education, the clinics.
And shows.
And shows. And we're going to talk about SD3, and you're going to find out what that is after the break. Thank you, WSRadio.com, the worldwide leader in Internet talk, for having us. We'll be back in 1 minute.
Are you serious about your music? Are you ready to run with the big dogs? The experts at Pitbull Audio have the gear to get you into the game. From leading manufacturers like Mesa Boogie, Fender, Pioneer, and American Audio. To sound your best, you need the best. Pitbull Audio can deliver in rehearsal, on stage, and into the big time. Dropping beats, shredding guitar, or making the crowd roar. Whatever you dream, Pitbull Audio can help make it happen. We are Pitbull Audio. We want you to play it loud. PitbullAudio.com.
Hey, it's Catherine from Listen Local Radio. Moe's Guitars has proudly served the San Diego music community since 1975. Specializing in guitars, basses, mandolins, banjos, and ukuleles, they buy, sell, trade, and consign. If you're looking for lessons, repairs, accessories, and cool gear, you found the right place. Located in downtown La Mesa Village, stop by and check out their digs or visit moesguitars.com or their Facebook page. MOZEguitars.com, 619-698-1185.
To me.
Information, news, and entertainment on demand.
WSRadio.com.
Moe's Guitars is the proud sponsor of Girls Talk Rock. Over 35 years of helping girls and guys rock. Moe's Guitars, M-O-Z-E, guitars.com.
Welcome to Girls Talk Rock, where the musician's creativity finds its voice. And here are your hosts, Tracy Smith and Beth Venus.
All right, we're back. Go ahead,
so
Beth.
back.
Tell them why we're back and who we're here with.
Okay, I want to remind everybody, of course, we're here with Brian Ross and Mike Ruggirello. And we're talking about the Music Box, and we're also talking about the stages over at UCSD, which they are both affiliated with and network with. And, of course, Brian Ross is also a facilitator and a talent buyer and a project manager over there. And we want to dive a little into that in this segment.
Yes, let's get into UCSD. So what we're curious about is what stages are over there at UCSD?
It has a lot of stages. It has 6 different colleges. Each college does something, but the stages that tend to be used the most are the Loft at UCSD. Of course, you've got REMAC Arena. You've got REMAC Field, where large student festivals happen, or occasionally you get your Jack Johnson outdoor show. You also have 2 ballrooms, Ballroom East and Ballroom West. You also have Mandeville Theater. You've got Conrad over at the Music Center. You've got a beautiful stage inside there. You've got outdoor stages. There's the Plaza. There's Cal IT. There's a great stage inside that facility. There's multiple other stages. The whole campus is just very vibrant. It supports entertainment and staging and concerts and all kinds of stuff.
That's amazing. We're happy to hear that.
Such an arts location. Now, what's the difference between what a student and what a non-student can expect to find over there? Because I'm sure a lot of our listeners haven't attended the stages there, thinking that those are university, student locations. But what's happening over there for them?
Well, there definitely are some closed campus student-only shows where you need to be a registered undergraduate or graduate student to gain entry. And if you're one of those, you've got a lot of opportunities to enjoy music, absolutely. At the same time, the campus is very open to the greater UCSD community, whether it be alumni or faculty or staff, and off-campus people who do not attend the university. The Loft itself hosts hundreds of shows through the course of the year where there is a ticket price for an all-age event that anyone can attend.
Ooh, all ages.
A lot of
That's
the other
attractive.
venues are very much like that. Same with REMAC Arena, recently hosted Neil Young through the University Events Office and Niederlander Concerts. So there's all kinds of different opportunities at UCSD for both students who attend and for those that don't even go to UCSD. There's plenty of opportunities. So there's also the Che Cafe. We're very familiar with that. There's and Porter's Pub as well. That's another stage. Actually, Porter's Pub is now just called the Stage Room. But you've just got so many opportunities there where all kinds of people can access all kinds of entertainment. It's almost nonstop.
And what about the artists that are local here? Can they play on any of these stages, or do they have to be? I mean, how do you get on one of those stages? Any one of them?
Usually, the Loft offers the best opportunity for local bands. It is a tough room to get into because you do have a lot of touring bands. There's a lot of indie acts going through there. There's a lot of programming which tries to hit the specific college demographic. Mm-hmm. So it's not like maybe your off-campus club that has a tremendous amount of variety. If you're playing a college campus to some degree, that being within that demographic, your music appealing to the UCSD college interest has to have some importance or some relation.
The
All right,
relevance
now,
is important.
yeah, I think it's important. Now we're going to bring Mike Ruggirello into the conversation.
He's here in the building. It's so
Ruggirello, we
great.
love that name. And we're going to ask him about the stuff that you guys are doing at UCSD when it comes to your SD3. Why don't you explain what SD3 is and what you're doing with that?
SD3 is, first of all, hi ladies, thanks for having
Hello.
Yay.
me or us back. And
Yay.
it feels-
Mr. Ruggirello.
Ruggirello.
Oh, yeah. SD3 is something Brian and I started. We were hanging out talking one day, and he approached me, I believe at one of my gigs, and we just had a talk, and he made me a proposal, and I thought it was great, and it had to do with coming to the Loft and putting on a show. He got interested in me because he saw me hitting the gas with, gaining popularity on social media. I've picked up a few sponsorships, and my likes have gone up a bit, and frankly, you two here and this radio station has helped with my popularity as well.
Awesome.
So all this happening, Brian and I put together SD3, and the concept is 3 teachers, each of us getting a segment to have a few PowerPoints, and clearly a major crowd of guitar players. Anyone's invited, but mostly catering to guitar players.
And who are those players? Let's hear that.
There would be students, some of my existing students that either come to my house or Rock and Roll San Diego, which is where I work for Mark Langford. There is Brian was actually very cool and set up the first clinic, which was called The Art of the Solo. That was all for me, and I covered all 3 hours. And that was just to introduce me to the campus and to the music faculty, and that was a really fun experience. And
Cool. Well, it's interesting. You're around a lot of music academics, and the academia of music is such a different world that I think a lot of people don't appreciate, the intensity level that people in the music academia work in the universities. And to come in and bring them a different angle of musicianship, I think is really exciting because you're performing and playing on a different scale.
Right.
And do you feel like what was the most important thing you think you brought to the platform that's different than what they're doing there on campus?
Literally the dynamic of a clinic. Have some handouts, for instance, have some psychology and some progressions to share and offer a way of thinking, and then I get a chance to display that with some great musicians. like bass player and drummer, Jake Nazier and Harley Maxina were hired to cover all 3 sets. And it was just a fantastic experience for me because playing music with them, they made me sound incredible. I was able to be freed up and relax and do my thing, and I could always trust that my rhythm section was there covering me. So aside from doing a clinic and then the live experience, watching how that unfolded upon the audience, Brian and I would check in with each other and be like, this is working. This is a dynamic. This is special. This is ours. No one else is doing this.
And that's open to students at, of course, San Diego.
Yes.
But as well as the general public. Is that something they're, can engage in and enroll in for your courses?
Absolutely. It's so far that's how it's designed. Brian and I are still growing this thing, and it's maturing. And even after our interview this evening, I'm sure him and I are going to speak to each other about some future dynamics. But it did grow some legs, and I don't have a view of you, but feel free to chime in.
Sure, yeah. One of the things that really made it go is I sampled the idea to a group of students, and what they really liked was Mike coming on as somebody who was not only exceptional with guitar, but really played some rock, and had some metal leads and some styles that they wouldn't normally get in all of their classroom settings. UCSD has tremendous depth and breadth. There's all kinds of stuff going on. There's all kinds of professors and TAs who are covering if not just about every aspect of music and culture and all kinds of stuff. But they saw something in Mike which was more unique to what they wanted. And this was a group of students who were playing guitar solos and covering rock songs and really wanting that type of vibe and wanting to pick up from someone who had that type of element. And it made it really exciting for them, and it made the clinic a great teaching component, and it showed in their attendance. It was really well received.
And now we know that Mike has got some endorsements. So we know that the endorsements are part of this SD3 thing because you give away packages. Why don't you tell the students or anybody out there listening that would like to attend one of these what exactly they can get for their entrance fee?
Okay. I usually supply and put together some gift bags. I go ahead and pre-prepare with Kurt Mangan strings and Mad Hatter guitar products. I contact both my sponsors, let them know what's on the radar. They are so on board and deliver a tremendous support, and it's so fun for me to actually wait at home and wait for UPS to drop off these box of goodies. I mean, I get these big boxes of strings and T-shirts and guitar parts and stickers.
Great.
It's so
Awesome.
cool. Yeah, and it's all, anyhow, it's I get to be responsible for all these pieces, and then I always, run things by Brian, like, hey, should we do trivia? Should we do some sort of grand prize or giveaway? And yeah, all these things transpired. The gift bags were a little bit different the first time at the Art of the Solo, and then there was a little bit more Kurt Mangan going on with that particular. I had a lot of Kurt Mangan merchandise to give away, and then at the SD3 clinic, Mad Hatter really stepped up to the plate and gave me a lot of picks, and there's these kill switches that are
were
really
talking
neat.
about
Yeah,
on
why
the
don't you
show.
tell us really quick, because we've got a minute before we go to commercial.
Okay, yeah, Kurt Mangan, Mad Hatter offers solderless components for your guitar. Every guitar built has, pots and channel selectors and the input and all that's wired together with solder, so you can actually replace all that with a terminal, and all these pieces plug into it, and it really increases the sound quality. It's a great upgrade for all kinds of mid-end guitars, and I have actually a really nice Flying V that I just put all Mad Hatter gear in, and it made it a lot cooler sounding, like stronger and just beefier. And
Isn't technology just the
It
thing
is.
right
We
now,
love it.
right? I mean, I'm listening to you talk about these things, and I think it's a great marriage to have, I say kids, but these young people who are in, college now, appreciating, I'm sure they're taking a lot of great theory and technique, but to be able to, merge that with really useful, practical skills for performing and playing great rock and roll.
Right on.
That's something we're doing.
Yeah,
So it's
and the
great.
instructors that are there. I mean, look, Jake Nazier, major drummer in town. We all know him. And Tommy Collins, you said, was the other guitar player?
yeah, along with Wayne Riker.
Wayne Riker,
just
yeah.
working with those two guys.
Amazing.
It was. But yeah, it was a very great experience, and all the students, received strings and Mad Hatter products, and it was very important to me to, display that. And
I've got a really big question because as an instructor myself and coming from the music academia world, we're going to talk about what you guys do to get these kids performing in front of each other and how they put it to practical use. And
then when we come back, we're also going to talk to these guys about the future. What is in the future for them? What do they see coming 2016? Headliners at all the different places and what we see for SD3. So we'll be right back. WSRadio.com, the worldwide leader in Internet talk. We'll be right back.
Are you serious about your music? Are you ready to run with the big dogs? The experts at Pitbull Audio have the gear to get you into the game. From leading manufacturers like Mesa Boogie, Fender, Pioneer, and American Audio. To sound your best, you need the best. Pitbull Audio can deliver in rehearsal, on stage, and into the big time. Dropping beats, shredding guitar, or making the crowd roar. Whatever you dream, Pitbull Audio can help make it happen. We are Pitbull Audio. We want you to play it loud. PitbullAudio.com.
On the internet, your business's reputation can be unjustly destroyed in an instant. Don't wait for that to happen. Building and marketing your 5-star reputation can increase your business by as much as 19%. Take control of your reputation and have the 5-star reputation you deserve with Reputation Marketing Solutions by DSI Development. Become the go-to company by visiting 5starrepmarketing.com. The number 5starrepmarketing.com.
Hey, it's Catherine from Listen Local Radio. Moe's Guitars has proudly served the San Diego music community since 1975. Specializing in guitars, basses, mandolins, banjos, and ukuleles, they buy, sell, trade, and consign. If you're looking for lessons, repairs, accessories, and cool gear, you found the right place. Located in downtown La Mesa Village, stop by and check out their digs or visit moesguitars.com or their Facebook page. mozeguitars.com, 619-698-1185.
You've heard me bragging about Progressive Medical Center and how they've helped me feel so much healthier. But one thing, Dr. Agoli, that a lot of people come to you with is just unexplained pain. They just can't get any relief. Why can Progressive Medical Center's Pain Management Center help them?
First of all, we have to acknowledge that pain is for real, and you've got acute pain and chronic pain. Here's the problem. That acute pain turns to chronic, which is long-standing, and no one's getting to the root cause. There's several key diagnostic components that help us get to the root of what's causing this pain. Is it inflammation? Once we do a thorough evaluation to get to the root cause, determine if it's structural or if it's a metabolic issue. And this way, we put an individualized program for pain management involving correcting the spine, using certain injections when necessary, and we get our patients out of pain quicker, and they stay out of pain because we teach them how to live their life well.
Don't let yourself live in pain any longer. Get a hold of Progressive Medical Center today at progressivemedicalcenter.com.
Progressive Medical, this is your life, live it well.
Hey guys, CS Keys here to introduce you to San Diego's #1 health meal prep provider, Fresh and Fit Meals. With over 40 menu items to choose from, several pickup locations all over America's finest city, made and delivered fresh, never frozen. Save on time and money. Super convenient and improves the quality of your life. Just visit the website, freshandfitmeals.com, for all the menus and the pricing. Or give them a call at 858-805-5949 for more details. Remember, you are what you eat, so you might as well be fresh and fit with Fresh and Fit Meals.
To me.
Information, news, and entertainment on demand.
WSRadio.com.
Moe's Guitars is the proud sponsor of Girls Talk Rock. Over 35 years of helping girls and guys rock. Moe's Guitars, M-O-Z-E, guitars.com.
Welcome to Girls Talk Rock, where the musician's creativity finds its voice. And here are your hosts, Tracy Smith and Beth Venus.
All right,
Tracy,
we are
Tracy,
back.
we're back. Well, we left off, I want to use the time wisely. So we left off really quickly before we dive into some of the stuff for 2016. We were talking about how you have these great workshops over at UCSD, and you guys are working and you're playing and you're booking, performing, and talent is coming out of your ears. When you guys do these clinics, do you close them out with some performance in front of each other so they can apply what they're doing and see how it might work in the practical world?
Yeah, there's two performance components. One is the students actually get on stage and perform, and they love that. They will jump up there and they will shred, and that's a blast to see. Some of them are actually anxious to get up and perform, and actually sometimes the clinics work well because they know as students they have a chance to perform. I think it really impressed Mike. Another important component, and Mike can elaborate on this much more, is then the instructors get up there and really cut loose and do so with a backup band, and that makes it even more exciting for the students because then they get to see some professionals letting it rip as well.
Right, and then go ahead and tell us, like, how much is what does it cost to get in and
do the camp?
Well,
for the tickets, yeah.
The Art of the Solo. Am I on? Check. Yeah, the Art of the Solo was again just for the students in an introductory. SD3 we were charging $20. Yeah, virtually nothing. Minimal, and then it's
super free. That's
$10.
like a bargain and a half. Yeah.
Right, and then half price for the students.
Oh, did you hear that, people? Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. You
If
guys
you
are going to
are
want
a
to be
student,
I'm
half
just
price.
saying, if you have no excuse not to get your it together, because this is
That's
something
right.
you can do, and I don't want to hear any excuses. This is out
right.
there.
Yes, and you get. I mean, each teacher gives away up to 2 to 3 handouts. Some of the best information a student can get. Plus, those gift bags. You get free strings. You get stuff from Mad Hatter. You get the cables. I don't know
anybody else who does resources like this.
You guys should have saw Grand Prize. Grand Prize was cool.
What was it? Now we're curious. Now we need to know.
Grand prize?
It was about 10 pictures of just me. No, I'm just.
Oh my gosh!
I
we
wanna
should,
win
because
that.
we say his name enough. Mr.
I know,
Ruggirello.
Ruggirello. We got it.
So as we come back, we were diving into the segment. We wanted to talk about the future of 2016, what it means for the music box, and of course what it means for the UCSD stages.
Right. So what we really were curious about was what kind of shows or headliners do you have coming up just give us all the headliners.
Yeah, what are you most excited about?
UCSD.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of stuff. I mean, even just this upcoming Friday, there's a Mark Dresser show, and then I'm doing a show up in Newport Beach with Mark Dresser on Sunday. In addition to that, Waters with Max on the Moon, that's a touring show that's coming through. Like I mentioned on Saturday, 1/9, there's Queen versus David Bowie, which is going to be a riot.
That's a great show.
Cool.
That's a great show. And that Queen tribute is, I'm going to say it, Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
Yeah, it's almost like dueling
They're great.
pianos, but I mean, you know
They're
what I
good.
mean.
They're very fun.
Is that fun?
Yeah, and the list just goes on and on. On 1/2, there's Young Wild, a San Diego local with the Varigolds as well in that lineup, another San Diego local. There's DJ Esta at the Stage Room, formerly the Pub. Boombox is coming up at the Music Box on 1/23. There's a very special show with Joshua White and Codes. It's on 2/5. From Jefferson Airplane and Hot Tuna, Yorma Kakoan on 2/6 at the Music Box. The Village Squares with Bomb Squad doing a CD release at the Loft in 220.
Yeah, we had them on. They're amazing.
All kinds of fun stuff. John Schofield with Joe Lovano Quartet on 224 at Price Center Ballroom East. Pell, for those who are into rap, hip hop, R&B, vocals. He's from New Orleans, but Mississippi based. He's been coming up in the charts. He's had a very successful 2014 and 2015. So a lot of variety, whether it be R&B, hip hop, rock, DJ, electronic, indie. It's just all over the place. It's awesome.
Why not give us a shout out real quick? The links to the ticket sites or to your website where they can see all this.
Sure. Yeah. Really quick, if you're looking at the Loft stage, it's theloft.ucsd.edu. If it's Music Box, it's musicboxsd.com. Those two places can get you most anywhere you want to go.
Awesome.
Well, and it's an interesting time of year right now. So for musicians ought to know this. All the voting is done for the Grammy Awards, and that is all up on slot. As a talent buyer, here in San Diego at really our best venue right now. It really is the Music Box. Are you paying attention to those new up-and-coming artists that you're going to try to get your hands on and noticing who's coming onto the scene so that you can try to get them down here in San Diego?
It just happened last night. We had Joshua Redman with the Bad Plus, and Joshua is up for a Grammy right now for his solo on the Bad Plus recording. And boy, the way they played last night, it shows why he's nominated. So it's really great when it happens after the fact. Also Pell, and then recently we did Kalani at the Loft. Those are two who are getting a lot of attention. But yeah, you always want to get someone who's in the Grammy realm. Sometimes you just don't realize it until after the fact. But with Mary Lampert, it's happened before. With various different artists, it's so exciting when you're watching TV and you realize someone who you just worked with is now getting that type of recognition. It's great, and if we can focus on that talent and bring it in more with advanced knowledge, super. But usually those things kind of happen more naturally than anything.
It is. It's a growing thing. I'd like to highlight. I'm going to look it up in a break, but we do have a nominee from Mission Hills in high school for Teacher of the Year, who's for a teaching Grammy, and that's my neck of the woods. So we're going to make sure that they get their attention too. Some great teachers in the area. So as we were moving forward, we were talking about the venues. I'm really excited. I want everybody to get tickets, and I want also, I want Brian Ross's mailbox full of your press kits out there, because if you really are serious about getting in, don't tell him that you just want to play any old show. Tell them what you guys do, the vibe you are, and who you would most like to be around, and what is your same client, right? What is the same sound? And maybe you'll be lucky enough to get in on a show there and prove yourselves at that testing ground. Do you guys think over at UCSD that's also a good testing ground for some of these bands?
We have 15 seconds to go to commercial, but...
Yeah, the soundstation lighting gives you a chance to let it rip. So you have an opportunity there to really shine, because the tech, the hands, the staff, it's there for you.
It makes such a difference. I mean, I do believe also, since we have the time, and we preach this almost at every interview we have, I think, and it's an important subject for me, and I always want to know how other people feel about it. But a lot of the artists we have up and coming feel really strongly about playing live or with constant or reliable tracks. What's your take on that, Brian? And what is it practical, and what is it just like embarrassing?
Well, I really look for regards to genre, someone who has real talent. They can really sing, they can really play. I love virtuosos, but I don't mean people who overplay. A virtuoso can be stated in all kinds of ways. So talent is definitely key. Backing tracks, when mixed in, and looping and all kinds of stuff like that, can be great, but you have to be coming from your heart and allowing your developing talent to take you to the next level.
It's a big chat now.
And then, Mike, what do you think about all that? Because, you're in an original band, and I'm sure most of the time original bands don't use any tracks. So how do you feel about that?
I have experience doing casuals where I'm by myself and I loop my own rhythms so I can play.
That's exciting. Yeah.
Like melodies on top, and just for me it's fine. I mean that's still an organic scenario.
Right, because you have to control what you're doing.
Correct.
Right.
If I'm in a rock band and we want to use some loops and it sounds totally killer, like a whole using like Moogs or sound like Nine Inch Nails, I'm all for it.
Yeah, sound effects.
I'm really open-minded to technology, working with
and that's the word,
musicians.
Technology, right?
Right.
I think we've had some really great discussions on whether it's technology and it's practical, sound effects and, extensions. Of course, recordings have, 30 different produced sounds added to them, and you're trying to create a great act. But at the same time, do you want to be a karaoke band, right? So, there's a line.
There's a fine line.
Yeah, a fine line. And
depending on the show that you're doing.
We get excited to hear what talent buyers think of that. And, of course, playing artists, because it really is, as we move forward, I don't think it's going to change much. I think it's going to be a bigger and bigger issue.
I actually think that going into the future, it's going to be a little bit even more using electronic sounds, because sometimes you just don't want to pay that fifth musician, or you know what I'm saying, and sometimes you do want to use backup tracks for whether it's horns or things that you wouldn't normally have in a band.
Well, what I find is not only am I not the biggest fans of track shows where the majority of the music and even the vocals are pre-recorded, but generally speaking, when the audience picks up on it, they know something's wrong. If it's a DJ, if it's a guy with CDJs or a turntable, then it's completely awesome and everyone dance to it. It's totally understood. But when they're paying for a live performance and what they find is mostly a track show, I think there's sort of the notion that they're being maybe taken for granted or slightly deceived, or it's just a little tacky. But then at the same time, when it's mixed in right with all the technology, just like Mike was saying, it can be very useful. It can complement a show. It can take the band to the next dimension. It can be a click to play to or a vocal to match. It can compel you into the next level.
That's good. Well, as we finish our segments here, I want to say we're going to be going into our next round well, maybe we won't be going into our next round. We're going to play it by ear here.
Yeah.
The thing we're going into, we wanted to talk to you guys about were the roles we have in branding. And getting, as for Mr. Ruggirello, your private band, your custom band, your organically original band, how you brand yourself, if that's important categorically. And of course, for our talent buyer here, we want to see if they're really looking for the artist to help with their branding and promoting shows. And we're going to talk about that when we come back.
Cool, yeah. And we're also going to ask them, we've had guests on where we want to find out how the guests feel about working with women in the industry and if they have any women working with them or for them wherever they work.
I like the word with. With is better.
We will be back in, 3 minutes, I think. We'll be right back.
Hey, it's Catherine from Listen Local Radio. Moe's Guitars has proudly served the San Diego music community since 1975. Specializing in guitars, basses, mandolins, banjos, and ukuleles, they buy, sell, trade, and consign. If you're looking for lessons, repairs, accessories, and cool gear, you found the right place. Located in downtown La Mesa Village, stop by and check out their digs or visit moesguitars.com or their Facebook page. mozeguitars.com, 619-698-1185.
Has your business been appified? Are you tired of doing marketing that doesn't deliver results? Mobile apps build loyalty and quality retention. Your app from UPG Mobile puts your business on their mind and at their fingertips. UPG Mobile will give you a custom app highlighting how you are unique, targeting your message, and improving your open rates. Appify your business and amplify your presence with your customers at upgmobilemarketinggroup.com.
Are you serious about your music? Are you ready to run with the big dogs? The experts at Pitbull Audio have the gear to get you into the game. From leading manufacturers like Mesa Boogie, Fender, Pioneer, and American Audio. To sound your best, you need the best. Pitbull Audio can deliver in rehearsal, on stage, and into the big time. Dropping beats, shredding guitar, or making the crowd roar. Whatever you dream, Pitbull Audio can help make it happen. We are Pitbull Audio. We want you to play it loud. PitbullAudio.com.
I raised $8,000 to build schools for South African children. After realizing how many people go hungry in San Diego, I now volunteer at a food pantry.
I'm spending the next year doing volunteer projects across 3 countries and helping in ways they designate to be the most helpful.
The World Link program at the Joan B. Kroc Institute for Peace and Justice recognizes the potential of youth as agents of social change. Learn how you can help youth become a generation of leaders in action at peace.sandiego.edu.
You've heard me bragging about Progressive Medical Center and how they've helped me feel so much healthier. But one thing, Dr. Agoli, that a lot of people come to you with is just unexplained pain. They just can't get any relief. Why can Progressive Medical Center's Pain Management Center help them?
First of all, we have to acknowledge that pain is for real, and you've got acute pain and chronic pain. Here's the problem. That acute pain turns to chronic, which is long-standing, and no one's getting to the root cause. There's several key diagnostic components that help us get to the root of what's causing this pain. Is it inflammation? Once we do a thorough evaluation to get to the root cause, determine if it's structural or if it's a metabolic issue. And this way, we put an individualized program for pain management involving correcting the spine, using certain injections when necessary, and we get our patients out of pain quicker, and they stay out of pain because we teach them how to live their life well.
Don't let yourself live in pain any longer. Get a hold of Progressive Medical Center today at progressivemedicalcenter.com.
Progressive Medical, this is your life, live it well.
Talk to me.
Information, news, and entertainment on demand.
WSRadio.com.
Moe's Guitars is the proud sponsor of Girls Talk Rock. Over 35 years of helping girls and guys rock. Moe's Guitars, M-O-Z-E, guitars.com.
Welcome to Girls Talk Rock, where the musician's creativity finds its voice. And here are your hosts, Tracy Smith and Beth Venus.
Oh my gosh, we're here.
We are back. Segment number 4 already. This thing goes so fast that we don't even have enough time to talk about anything.
We're here with Brian Ross and Mike Ruggirello from the Music Box and UCSD ballrooms and showcases and stages. And we're truly trying to get to the the bottom line on some of this stuff. And, we have to throw this in because this is Girls Talk Rock.
It is all about girls.
We have to
Not really.
ask about it, about women in the industry and the roles that you're having women take, or you're noticing women up and coming in roles. Tell us what you're seeing and the trajectory for that you've been around. Yeah. Let me start with you, Brian.
Sure. Work with a lot of women, and on my staff at UCSD, there are women talent buyers. There are women who work in production, on stage sound and lighting, in marketing. In all areas, there are a lot of females. I would say the ratio of women to men is greater with women. Same at the music box. A lot on the marketing side and the event management side, and I really enjoy it. The interaction, the communication is great. I see it a lot in the industry. I see it a lot on the university side more than anywhere else.
Yeah, I was going to ask if there was more at the university.
But usually what that does is that means it trickles up. So a lot of the students who work for me go into agencies or they go into other areas. So their career carries forward. They gain a lot of experience. They might not necessarily go into the music business, but they take what they've learned to higher levels. And that's something really great to see. But yeah, there are a lot of females that I work with. There are a lot of women. There are a lot of female students who really have their professional act together, and it so totally shows. And it's an honor to be among them. I appreciate them very much.
Yeah, it's big changes for women. We're seeing them more in technical the side and running sound and being taken seriously. We've had a few running jokes here at the studio, when a lot of our professional musicians come in that are women, a lot of people touching their knobs.
Yeah, no, don't touch Ronnie Lee's knobs.
Don't touch her
Just
knobs.
don't do it.
But, there is an assumption that you need stuff taken care of.
And what do you
for
think about it, Mike? Talk about that a little bit.
I wanted to add that I have a lot of experience working with women. It's been a choice, and it's been great. The list is long and distinguished. I've worked with Tori Rose for a very long time.
Love her.
Me too. And I've also worked with S.J. Jones, which
Love
was...
S.J.
Yeah,
we had her on our show.
Totally. I called in and spoke to you guys. That was great.
Right, It was wonderful.
SG and I are friends. We look forward to doing some stuff in the future. I've
That's
also,
cool.
when I lived in LA, I worked with Trisha Laree. She is a model / actress and songwriter. She's also an artist. Like, she paints guitar pedals and surfboards, and she's like a prolific artist.
Awesome.
One of my super close friends, and I've written a lot of great songs with her.
So it's a choice.
It is a choice.
It's a choice.
I've personally, my guitar leads and the way I affect music, I've always been totally paired great with women. So I wanted to add that I look forward in the near future to work with women again.
I love hearing this because we just had a keyboardist from one of our bands at a Studio CCMA, and they reluctantly took her. They said, we've never had a girl in our band, and she was just subbing for cripe's sake, but she went in there and she did the job and came out, and I'll be darned, they asked her again. They said, well, because you're kind of not like a normal chick, we'll ask you back.
Yeah.
She was like, I don't know if that's a compliment, but it's good to hear for up and coming, really someone on the cutting edge, Brian Ross, having you there at the Music Box. And, Mike, that's so good to hear. Not that we want anybody singling anybody out.
Yeah, no, maybe I know our time goes fast in the last segment. So do we want to do our Quattro questions now?
Can we?
Yeah, I think we should, because if we don't, we might not get time to do them, and that's the funnest part of the show, I think.
Okay, because this clock is just driving me crazy.
It is. We don't know how much time we have left, so we're going to get right into the Quattro questions, and then we'll talk a little bit about
marketing.
Last minute marketing and whatever.
Yes. So our Quattro is always something we ask unusual. You have to be quick, gentlemen. Are you ready to go?
Does this have to do with SD3 sponsoring the event, and if somebody answers a question and I teach them a free half-hour lesson? Is that what this is about?
That's what
it could be. It could be.
Well, just for you
listeners,
listeners
are you
out
listening
there.
to that? And you can respond
in.
to us on Facebook as well.
Yes.
We love you calling in and letting us know that you're paying attention, because there's good stuff on the
All right,
horizon.
Brian, here we go. If you could be any other person besides yourself, who would it be and why?
It would probably be Bill Graham, because he lived through the 60s. I would have to go back in time in order to experience that. But, he brought music forward, and that was phenomenal.
Okay, Mike?
Boba Fett.
Oh, my gosh, that's awesome, with a chain and a beautiful woman. Okay.
Awesome.
If you could be in any other profession, gentlemen, what would it be?
Besides music?
I would be a cultural anthropoligist.
Awesome. You practically are as a talent buyer. Yes.
Either an actor or voiceover, like Seth.
Seth Rogen?
No. What's his damn
Seth
name?
Combs?
Family Guy.
Oh, yes. Okay, that makes sense.
I've always wanted to do that. Okay, but if you guys could have live anywhere in the world, you'd have to choose an island, a small town, or a big city. What would it be?
Aspen, Colorado.
There we go.
He knew right away.
Bora Bora.
So you're an island.
Mountains and islands.
There we go.
like it.
Go ahead,
I'd be
Beth.
on an island too. I'd be on the mountain on the island though. Okay. Any period in time. What time period do you live in, gentlemen?
I would say I live in several thousand years ago, or
giving you
about,
a rock.
correct, or about 45 years ago.
Okay.
Roman times. I want to own a brothel. Or
you want to be a gladiator?
Own all the gladiators.
There you go.
I want to be whatever that.
That is so telling, Mr. Ruggirello. Oh my gosh, I'm totally digging that reply. That's the best answer we've. You guys
good.
are rocking it. I got a mountains, and I would be on Mount Haleakala in Maui, so I'd be on
have
a mountain
no idea where I'd be
near the beach. Hey, listen, we were just so happy to have Brian Ross and Mike Ruggirello here, and before we get closed out, which we just want to tell our listeners, we're having a little bit of technical difficulties, so humor us as we get through.
With our time clock, yeah.
I want to just briefly see if we can get over what you expect from your artists when you book. Brian, are you expecting, whether it's a national headliner or a new touring group, are you expecting them to really get on board, and how much do you want them to expect them to do?
Vibe is really important, how they're projecting on stage, whether it be one person in the audience or 1,000 people in the audience. Just how they feel up on stage and how they're projecting and how they're taking themselves seriously and the room seriously is the most important thing.
Yeah, so a lot to be said for that. I know that some people are really great live, and then but you look at them and they look like they're falling asleep. They're looking down at the stage. Mike, what's the best way to get people trained to perform and entertain and be a little more full of life on stage?
Be aware. And if you have the nerve to be a musician and get on stage in the first place, remember why you're doing it and who your influences are. And if you're remembering what I'm saying right now, watch your influences. Watch how they engage. There's a reason why they're fantastic.
And there are ways to perform, and you're not so good that you just can stand there and look like Cousin Ed, yes?
Yes.
Yeah. And then what about networking, gentlemen? Why don't you just each talk a little bit about like how you got where you're at? Is it because you've known somebody, or is it, how did you get into it to begin with, networking?
Things usually, it's just kind of like the law of the land, sometimes tend to travel in small circles. You want to penetrate those small circles, but without being annoying. And sometimes it's really great is to be out and about a lot, as opposed to just being maybe demanding by email or phone calls or just expecting things, but actually going out and touring the town, hitting up a couple clubs in one night, or making a point of meeting people and shaking hands and just being, just cool about it and not talking too much, not talking too little, but not talking too much, but just being out there and showing yourself and absorbing things and then acting on whatever opportunities there are.
And what about you, Mike?
I spend about 3 to 5 hours a day on social media. I have 6 different pages on Facebook. I have an Instagram account, a Twitter account. I also have a Reverb Nation account. I like Reverb Nation, but the thing that I don't like about posting on Reverb Nation is that there's always, I can't believe I'm saying this, there's always a graphic of my album.
Right, so it feels like you're pitching.
They don't see the picture that I posted. But what's cool is that if you do, excuse me, you do one post on Reverb Nation, it goes to all of your feeds.
That's right.
That's the convenience that I like about it.
So that's one thing I want to mention is if you go to www.girlstalkrock.com, that is our on demand. So any show that has been on up to this point, you can see it there. And Beth?
Brian Ross, Mike Ruggirello, thank you for having us over this holiday season. We're so thrilled.
Welcome, ladies.
Hey, it's Catherine from Listen Local Radio. Moe's Guitars has proudly served the San Diego music community since 1975. Specializing in guitars, basses, mandolins, banjos, and ukuleles, they buy, sell, trade, and consign. If you're looking for lessons, repairs, accessories, and cool gear, you found the right place. Located in downtown La Mesa Village, stop by and check out their digs or visit moesguitars.com or their Facebook page. mozeguitars.com, 619-698-1185.
Are you serious about your music? Are you ready to run with the big dogs? The experts at Pitbull Audio have the gear to get you into the game. From leading manufacturers like Mesa Boogie, Fender, Pioneer, and American Audio. To sound your best, you need the best. Pitbull Audio can deliver in rehearsal, on stage, and into the big time. Dropping beats, shredding guitar, or making the crowd roar. Whatever you dream, Pitbull Audio can help make it happen. We are Pitbull Audio. We want you to play it loud. PitbullAudio.com.
Hey guys, CS Keys here to introduce you to San Diego's #1 health meal prep provider, Fresh and Fit Meals. With over 40 menu items to choose from, several pickup locations all over America's finest city, made and delivered fresh, never frozen. Save on time and money. Super convenient and improves the quality of your life. Just visit the website, freshandfitmeals.com, for all the menus and the pricing. Or give them a call at 858-805-5949 for more details. Remember, you are what you eat, so you might as well be fresh and fit with Fresh and Fit Meals.
Take a break from politics. Tune in and learn something. WS Radio shows are worth your time and are filled with tips and advice. Add us to your lunch routine, and we'll give you a meal for your mind.
Do you want to be a professional coach? Are you in business trying to make a real difference with people you manage or work with? Have you started a coaching practice that isn't quite getting off the ground? Get the skills you need to be a successful coach today with the Coaches Training Program from Accomplishment Coaching. The Coaches Training Program will show you how to help others focus and be more fulfilled. Whether you want to improve your company's bottom line or create a thriving coaching practice, Accomplishment Coaching can give you the distinctions and practices you need to coach others effectively today. Accomplishment Coaching has spent 6 years developing a cutting-edge coaches training program that will have you ready to coach people professionally in just 12 months, and you don't have to take time off work to do it. To find out more about the Coaches Training Program, just call 1-888-548-6813. That's 1-888-548-6813.
Hi, this is Rob Barnett, VinVillage.com, where wine lovers connect. Be sure to tune in weekly to Vin Village Radio for exclusive, in-depth interviews with the who's who in wine and food.